Hi guys, welcome to the maths program. In this video I am going to discuss about functions. In simple terms, a function is a relationship between two variables. One is called an independent variable and the other is called a dependent variable. Let me give one example. Let's talk about population of the world. In 2000, the population of the world was about 6.1 billion, and in 2010 the population was about 6.9 billion, and 2020 the population is about 7.8 billion. Now we can tabulate this in a tabular form. So we can write here year and world population. Now as you can see here, this is the year and this is the world population in billion. Now we call this as a function. World population is a function of the year or time. This is normally denoted by t. So we call it t is an independent variable and this world population is a dependent variable. So this is an example of a function. We can also think function as a machine where there is an input and output. For example, you have seen a scientific calculator where you have got a function called root. So in that scientific calculator, you press 4 and then you press this function root and the calculator screen will show 2. So function can be thought of as a machine where you give an input of independent variable which normally is denoted by x and you get an output as dependent variable. So this is the basics of functions, and I am going to discuss in details. If you are a student of grade 11th or 12th with mathematics as one of the course subjects, you are appearing for any competitive exams like JEE Main or JEE Advanced, or you just want to improve your mathematical skills for any other reason, please watch this video. I am going to cover this function over a couple of videos, and once you through with all these videos, you'll be able to do a couple of things. One is that you will be conversant with the terminologies. Number two, you'll learn what are the different kind of functions and their properties. Number three, you will also learn how to derive new functions from the old functions. And fourth, you will see the practical usage of functions. And fifth, last but not the least, is here you'll be able to solve problems related to functions. In my experience, I have seen that any competitive exams there will be at least one problem that will come from function, whether it is JEE Main or JEE Advanced or any such competitive exam, at least one question will appear. So if you are through with all these videos, you will be able to solve these problems. That guarantee I can give. To understand functions, we need to understand sets, and we have to understand Cartesian products of the sets. Let me give one example. Suppose A is a set of colors, let's say white and gray, and these are colors, and B is a set of mobile phones manufactured by different companies. Let's say one is Apple and the other one is Samsung. Now we can choose for each element of A an element of B. So what are the possible combinations? We can have white Apple, we can have white Samsung, we can have grey Apple, we can have grey Samsung. So these are the possible combinations. Each one is called an ordered pair. This is very important. This is a term which is used. It's called ordered pair. So here we have got 4 ordered pairs. A Cartesian product of 2 set is defined as all the possible ordered pairs. For example, here in this case, it will be A cross B is a set of all these ordered pairs. I am going to show how a Cartesian product is written in mathematical term and how is it read. So it is written like this. We say that A cross B is set of all x and y's such that x belongs to A and y belongs to B. Couple of properties for Cartesian product that we need to remember. Number 1 is that an ordered pair is only same when the corresponding elements are same. If corresponding elements are not same, then the ordered pair is not same. For example, if you think about coordinate geometry, a point 2, 3 is not equal to point 3, 2. So, ordered pair AB is never equal to BA unless A is equal to B. Unless A is equal to B, it's not going to be same. So this is a very important property for Cartesian products. Number two is that if there are P elements in set A and Q elements in set B, then the total number of possible pairs will be P into Q. So suppose in a number of elements in set A is P and number of elements in B is Q. So total number of ordered pair that is possible out of A cross B will be P into Q. We can take the same example which we have taken earlier. We said there are 2 colors, white and grey, and we have talked about 2 mobile manufacturers, Apple and Samsung. So all possible pairs are WA, WS, grey Apple and grey Samsung. So here we have got 2 elements, here we have got 2 elements, so A cross B will have 4 elements. So 2 into 2. So this is one important thing. So it also implies that when one set is empty set, that is the null set, and one set is non-empty set, then the product of this set will be a null set. That means there will not be any element in it. Similarly, if one set is a non-empty set and the other set is a infinite set, that means the number of elements is infinite, then the total number of elements in A cross B will also be infinite. One very important observation here, we talked about 2 different sets A and B, but what can happen is a set can have a cross product with itself. For example, the set of real numbers. A set of real numbers you can represent as x-axis, and a set of real numbers you can represent the y-axis. And then the way we represent it is we will call R by R, set of real numbers. And this set will be the all ordered pairs of two real numbers. So this is also possible. Also, there could be triplets, like we have done it for two sets. It can be three sets as well. So it can be like R cross R cross R. For example, in a three-dimensional geometry, for every point in space, you have three different coordinates: X coordinate, Y coordinate, and Z coordinate. So for this case, you will have three pairs. So this is also possible. Let's take one example and solve the problem. Here it is given that A is a set of three elements 1, 2 and 3. B is a set of two elements 3, 4, and C is a set of three elements 4, 5 and 6. Then it has been asked, find out what is A cross B intersection C. What we will do is, first we will find out what is B intersection C. Now you can see what are the common elements between B and C. It is 4. So B intersection C is 4. So what will be A cross B intersection C? It will be all ordered pairs of A and B intersection C. So what are the ordered pairs? 1, 4. It could be 2, 4. And it could be 3, 4. So this is the answer. I think it's quite easy, right? So let us have two sets, set A and set B. Let's say set A consists of three elements from natural numbers, and those three elements are number 1, 2 and 3. And let's say set B consists of 5 elements again from natural numbers, and let's say it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now as per this Cartesian product formula, there is possibility of total 3 into 5, 15 paired. 15 ordered pairs are possible, right? But we say that, let me define that the elements of A will have relationship with elements in B such that elements of B is equal to the square of elements of A. And then we call it a relationship. Then what it will mean? That square 1, it will have a relationship. Square 2, it will have a relationship here with 4. So out of these 15 ordered pairs, we can define a relationship for these two ordered pairs. One will be 1, 1 and the other will be 2, 4. So out of all 15 ordered pairs, we can have only 2 with a special relationship, and that is called relationship. In generally the way it is represented is, so generally it will be represented like this. R is set of all xy, where this actually is read as such as, it is read as such as. So we will say R is set of all xy such that y is equal to x square. X belongs to A and y belongs to B. So this is the way we read it and we represent it, right? So let's say this is the relationship which defines as y is equal to x square, and we denote it like this: y relationship is equal to set of all xy such that y is equal to x square, x belongs to A and y belongs to B. Now, there are a couple of terms associated with this relationship. Let me explain that in detail. One is called domain. So, what is the domain of a relationship? The domain of relationship is those elements in A which has got a corresponding element in set B. So in this case, domain will be 1 and 2 because it has got corresponding elements in B. 1 becomes 1, 2 becomes 4. 3 is not a domain because in this set B, there is 9 is not there. If 9 were there, then 3 would have been the part of the domain. So this is the domain. So basically, the values that the relationship can take for this function is called the domain of the relationship. Clear? Second is range. Range is nothing but the values of set B that could be taken. Here the values that could be taken is 1 and 4 only. So range will be 1 and 4. Domain is 1 and 2. So basically the domain is explained. Range is the values that x can take, that is called the range of the relationship. Now there is another term called codomain. Codomain of B is defined as all the possible values available in set B. For example, in this particular case, we have seen that all the possible values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x could have taken all the possible values, but unfortunately those values are not there, but it could have taken all those values. So this is called a codomain with all these values, whatever values it can take. So you can see that range is always a subset of the codomain. One more thing. Many times this is called the pre-image. This is called pre-image of the relationship, and this is called the image. So there are 5 things in a relationship. One is domain, 2 is range, 3 is codomain, 4th is pre-image, and 5th is the image. So these are the 5 terms that are used for relationship, and that will also be used for functions. So if we are very clear about this, then from there we can derive a lot of permutation and combinations to define different kind of functions. So let me go into the functions now.